Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, source OPM in front of us, it's the Celtic Rose spread as always, and also pulled the Four Agreements and Wisdom Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology items in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have the Sun. So at the time I'm recording this, we have the Sun just about to move into Sagittarius, and it'll be there until the 21st of December, at which point it will be in Capricorn. So it'll be basically, it's just wrapping up a transit through your 10th. It's going to be moving into your 11th house, and then again, like we said, December 21st or so, it'll be moving into your 12th house. So you might see maybe some career and social status themes early on, then it might shift more to your groups, hopes, and wishes, and then eventually maybe even more of a focus on spirituality, blind spots, mental health. All right, one. So in this context, this would just represent your sign, and then as far as what we have in your sign, astrologically speaking, right now it's a little quiet, but we do have Pluto there, of course, which is pretty long-term transit. It was retrograde for a bit. It's direct again now. And we have Virgo. So for you guys, Virgo is actually your 8th house of death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. We have the South Node that's been there for quite some time. So maybe there's some release around those areas of life for you guys. But we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. And challenging that, we have the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. What I'm getting for this could just be saying that you guys might really be in goals that you might have set for yourselves a while back, and the challenge could be maybe there's part of you that wants to kind of gloat about that. I feel like if that's the case, ultimately it'd probably be because there were people in your environment that said, "Oh, you can't do it," right? There might have been doubters, naysayers. So now that you're actually achieving these things, there might be a part of you that really wants to make that clear to those people that didn't think you could do it, but I feel like you're holding yourselves back a little bit around that at this time. In the foundation position, we have the Magician. So to me, this is saying that, where you are now really does seem to be a result of the hard work that you've been putting in, right? You had all the tools at your disposal to make it happen, and now it looks like you are making it happen. In the past position, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this could have been something I felt like it was just out of your reach for a while, right? It felt like you were getting close, and then for whatever reason, it would have moved you. So maybe people were seeing that as well, right? And that could have been what made it even worse, right? When they started to doubt you and say, "Oh, it's unpractical, you're not going to be able to do it," right? All these things could be pointing to that energy there. In the present position, we have the King of Pentacles. So again, like I said, this is Taurus energy, but it does seem like for a lot of you, you have reached that goal. And again, like I said, I feel like there's outward evidence of that as well, right? But again, like I said, I feel like this is something you really put a lot of time, effort, and energy into. Now it looks like you're actually reaping the rewards of that work. In the near future position, we have the Star. So this is actually the major arcana card for your sign. So this could definitely be pointing to you. And, of course, this is the card that naturally comes after the Tower card in traditional tarot. So to see this here could definitely just be saying that, maybe this was some kind of a Tower moment that you guys went through, right? And that might have been what ultimately fueled you to reach that goal. But now I feel like this is saying that now that you're there, you're looking at things from a slightly different perspective. So I feel like there's a bit of a course correction there for the positive, but maybe just hitting you in an unexpected way. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Five of Cups. So for example, like I said, if the thing that was fueling you to reach this goal was all the people who doubted you and said, "Oh, you can't do it," right? And then you actually do it, you might have had like the initial high from that, right? Like, yeah, okay, I proved them wrong, but then maybe after a little while, you might start to feel like it was a little hollow, right? Where you might just realize, okay, maybe, yeah, even if you don't feel like reaching the goal was a waste, you probably just still would have preferred to have the initial support of the people you cared about anyway, right? Versus feeling like you had to be fueled to just prove them wrong. In the environment position, we have the Five of Wands, so this is Leo energy here. And yeah, we could see obviously it points to an energy of a bit of a conflict, right? So for what it's worth, right, if you don't have the support of the people in your environment, it looks like they're just kind of a hot mess express anyway, so doesn't seem to be anything personal toward you. Just seems to be that that's how they operate, right? So maybe not achieving anything of significance themselves, but they'll critique everyone around them. So that could just be the type of environment you have, which of course could be disappointing, right? But again, at least seeing this says to me that okay, it's not anything you did wrong. It's just maybe the environment that you're in would need to be a little bit more supportive. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So Virgo energy here. So yeah, so this could just be saying ultimately, you're hoping for what you looks like for at least some of you've already gotten, right? Which is that stability, um, success, right? But again, like I said, I feel like you seem to have gotten there, but again, there's just still this disappointment that you feel deep down that you just didn't have more people to support you in that, and maybe even just sharing the successes, right? Like if they did genuinely support you, you probably would have liked to have shared in those successes with them, but it seems like there's some disappointment around that. And we can see that here too with the outcome energy, So it looks like you're feeling guarded again. Like I said, maybe you were just expecting people to be more supportive when you reach these milestones, and then just found that that support was a little lacking. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles, so Capricorn energy here. And yeah, to me, this is another indicator of what I was saying. It feels like for some of you, you might even like to be able to share these successes with someone, right? Help them build something for themselves as well. But again, like I said, it seems like that environment support just seems to be lacking at this time. All right, from the Four Agreements deck, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Communicate with Clarity. All right, it says communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. If all humans would communicate with impeccability of the word, all of our relationships would change. There would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. Maybe a little simplified and overly optimistic outlook on that, but hopefully that resonated for you guys anyway, especially communicating clearly, right, given that we do still have Mercury retrograde energy that we're dealing with here. But yeah, hope it resonated. And then from the Wisdom Oracle deck, we have Co-Create. There's the artwork, and the number is 40. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The Oracle's message: you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating a reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. So as I was reading that message, I was getting a bit of an energy too, which could point to, sometimes Aquarian energy could be very unique too, right? So maybe that's part of it as well, to where maybe you feel a little bit of a lack of support in your environment, but maybe it's just that your path is so unique that not everyone could really relate to it in the same way you can. All right, the relationship message says connections at heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you never would have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. So, for those of you who are looking for some relationship guidance, hopefully that resonated since the main spread didn't really seem to point much to romantic connections. And the prosperity message says, flashes of inspiration give rise to great success when you receive this message. You are at your most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself to will lead to the fruition of your dreams. Remember that all your ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with Spirit. The potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. So yeah, that definitely seems to align with what I was saying. It seems like materially it looks like you guys are already experiencing some success, and if not, you'll probably see it soon. But yeah, hope it resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there. Hope you have a good holiday season, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.